All right, guys, welcome back. A little news of the day from the PRI show, and we're going to talk about it today on the Rodman Rundown. Before we get into it, I want to remind all of our channel members, now that we're up to like 31 channel members, you guys are all eligible to pick up Rodman Rundown merchandise. We've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that stuff available. Go on to the community tab on my channel, and you could find all the information there to get it going. If you are a channel member, you are eligible for half off of a t-shirt. So go to the community tab, scroll down a little bit. You'll find the link on there to purchase the t-shirts. And that one has a little bit of cat hair on it. It's just been kind of sitting over on my bed, and my cats like to get, you know cats, right? So let's jump into the news of the day. The big one, I would say, from today, Chris Windom out of the Vermeer Motorsports number 55. And this has been rumored for the last couple of months. We've talked about it several times here on the channel. And it kind of went back and forth. It sounded like, hey, he was going to stay. He ran well at the beginning or at the end of the year with the Outlaws at Route 66. He ran well. I think he went to Riverside. He ran well there. He was putting together some pretty decent runs there towards the end of the season. And then, it didn't work out. And now he's on the move. And from what I've been told, my insider sources, it sounds like he already has a deal lined up. And it more than likely means that he is not going to be back on the High Limit Tour next year. More than likely going to be going to the Outlaw Tour, and by process of elimination, with all the things that have been coming out here recently, you can probably put two and two together and guess which car he will be going to. And so Chris Windom, no longer in the 55, no longer with High Limit, more than likely, I would say 90% sure that that's the case. And he is going to be having another new car. That'll be his fourth different wing sprint car ride in the last 4 years. But if the team that he's going to is true, then they've got plenty of notes and he should be much better off. And so we'll see who fills the seat of the 55, because that, I would say, is a pretty prominent ride, is one of the better rides that is available right now. A lot of names I keep seeing pop up: Chase Randall. Could Hunter Schurenberg come back to the ride? Hank Davis could be a potential option for them to pick up. And will they stay with High Limit? According to my sources on the inside of that team, it does sound like Tony Vermeer, the owner of the team, does like High Limit a lot. He wants to get one of those charter spots, so we could see that car return to High Limit next year. But the driver at this point in time is unknown. Now, speaking of High Limit, yesterday it was announced that they have partnered with Alt Sports Data to be able to wager on the races next year in 2025. You'll be able to, much like what ASCoC is doing right now and what they did in 2024, you'll be able to bet on outright winners. So basically, it's plus 500 for Tyler Courtney to win tonight. You could bet on that. And then if you're in a different state where they don't allow outright winners, you could bet on player props. You could probably bet on overs and unders as far as, let's say Tyler Courtney to finish better than 6.5, meaning he has to finish 6th or better for the bet to win. You could parlay those together, those types of things. And that is pretty significant news. Number one, with the High Limit Racing branding, I think that this just kind of makes sense for this to happen. And when ASCoC got the betting, I know there was a ton of chatter. I know that they've been working on this for a long time with High Limit to try and get it on that platform. And so that has been accomplished. And I think this is absolutely monumental. There is so many boomers on Facebook and Twitter that are not happy about this. They think it's all going to be rigged. They think every professional sports is rigged now because of sports betting. And now all of a sudden their racing is going to be completely ruined because it's all going to be rigged. I'm telling you guys, take off the tinfoil hats every now and again, and your life would probably be a whole lot better. But I think this is a huge deal. I'm a big sports betting guy. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to bet on High Limit because conflict of interest. But I think that betting on sports makes it so much more entertaining to watch. I would not be able to go to a baseball game, folks, unless I could bet on it. I think baseball is unbelievably boring. But if I can go there and sit in the grandstands and bet on a guy that had a home run, then I am very much into it. I think that this is going to bring more eyeballs into it. It's going to make people more involved and more invested and more wanting to watch each and every race. There could potentially be some downsides to it, but for me, I think the upside is it's just way too high. And I hope they do come up with some different bets, like maybe, hey, what's the lowest number on the redraw wheel going to be tonight? Or, will this guy go a lap down tonight? Or, just different kind of prop bets. I think that could be fun. We'll see what they do come out with. But very big news yesterday from High Limit and Flow. Other news in the high limit realm of things, Parker Price Miller is not going to be on the tour next year. This has been rumored for a while as well. He will run for points at Knoxville Raceway with Guy Forbrook in the number 5. I've already got a Forbrook magnet in the works. And Parker told me a few weeks ago that he is also going to be filling in races in the Indy Race Parts 71 with Bernie Stubjen. So Parker Price Miller going to be parking, no pun intended there, his own 9P for the year. And then hopefully, it sounds like they want to build that thing back up and get him back out there in it next year, 2026 that is. But for 2025, Parker Price Miller all of a sudden is looking like the favorite to win the Knoxville Raceway Points Championship. We know Reitzel's gone. We know McCarl's going to be going and traveling. Brian Brown did not run for points last year. So who is going to be Parker Price Miller's biggest challenger for the Knoxville Raceway title this year? Off the top of my head, I really can't think of anybody that is going to be like right there with him. And you know, maybe if Corey Eliason, the 2KS, run for points, but I don't think they're supposed to. We'll have to wait and see. But PPM and that right there, I think that makes him almost a lock for the Knoxville Nationals. He'll be running there all year long with Guy Forbrook. And so PPM is going a little bit of a different direction next year, and then we'll see what he does in 2026. The All-Star Circuit of Champions may have gotten another full-time driver. It's hard to tell if this was an official announcement, but Cody Bova, according to his Twitter, mentioned that I can't, or something like along the lines of looking forward to running 2025 with the All-Star Circuit of Champions next year. So it does sound like they have their second confirmed full-time driver, Cody Bova, along with Darren Nida. And so 2 guys already have confirmed their status for next year with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. We just put out their schedule video a few hours ago, and they have 30 races, a lot of high-paying shows, only 5 states that they have to kind of go through. And so I think they're going to get somewhere between 5 and 8 full-time drivers. But Darren Nida and Cody Bova are the first 2 that appear to have been, nominated. And they said that they're going to be doing it. And so another good guy to have on the series there with Cody Bova. Another news item here, another one concerning high limit, but Jacob Allen is off the high limit racing tour as well. In a video with Tanner Holmes, Bobby Allen mentioned that Jacob's going to be doing more of a true outlaw type of schedule next year, a pick and choose schedule with the growing family. He just had his baby, and so I don't think he wants to do the full on-the-road traveling thing with the new baby, and that makes a whole lot of sense. In my opinion, it is a big loss for High Limit because he is such a popular driver, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob does come back to the series in a year or 2. I'm kind of in the same vein as Brock Zierfoss. Zierfoss, a little bit of a different situation where he's going back to PA to try and build confidence, try and get the notebook, try and get everything back together with his family car. For Jacob, I think with the new family, it just kind of makes sense for him to kind of chill maybe for a year or 2. And then I would not be shocked at all to see him come back on the road later on down the line. But it does suck to see him off the tour. One of the nicest, if not the nicest guy that was with High Limit this year. And we are certainly going to miss seeing him every single weekend, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Jacob Allen a lot next year nonetheless. So congrats to him on the new kid, and hopefully he has a good 2025. Final thing on the board here, as it was announced today that Portsmouth Raceway Park will not be opening for 2025, and that does put the Dean Niddle Memorial Race in jeopardy of not happening at all. I do have Jeff Niddle on Facebook, and it does look like he's been putting a ton of work in, as he normally does for this race. Still trying to find sponsors, trying to find money. The race last year paid $25,000 to win. It paid $1,500 to start. It is a big race in the state of Ohio. It will not be taking place at Portsmouth. Where will it take place? It was not on the All-Star schedule. It wasn't on the POWRi schedule. Will it be on the Fast schedule? We'll have to wait and see. They have not put out their schedule as far as I know yet. But will that race happen? I certainly hope it does, because 25 grand is a lot of money, and it could be a really a marquee event for, like, let's just say the Fast Series. If they got that race, that would be one that a ton of people would have their eyes on, trying to go there and win, maybe get some Central PA guys to come out and try and win that one. But we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for the Dean Niddle Memorial. Remember, it was on the high limit schedule last year. Rico Abreu got the win. That was the race that Chris Windom almost got the win, but made a mistake late in the going. But that is the news of the day. If anything else crazy happens, I'll be home all day, and we'll be able to cover it here on the channel. But as of right now, that's all we've got for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below what do you guys think about some of the news items here on the board. And we'll talk to you guys again here soon.